Hey folks, here is our Montana Fires lab. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can see what I'm doing. Close some of these windows that you don't need. All right, so the first thing you do is go ahead and go into your Brightspace and you download your data, which you should be comfortable doing at this point. You're going to unzip the file. Once you do that, and put it in the proper file folder, you will see that there's something called a Montana Fires package. It's called a package project file. And so basically we've put a bunch of stuff together for you already so that you can just do the fun part and not the not so fun part. Okay. So click on this file called Montana Fires package, and it will automatically go ahead and open. I'll show you where it is into here, which is the Montana Fires project package. So I have my lab manual up as always. We're going to look at wildfire burn scars using remote sensed imagery. We're going to look at Glacier Park in Montana. In 2015, they had some really huge fires. So if you have an issue when you download the data, you can go into settings and options, and you can do share and download. What you'll want to do is make sure you click ask where to save before unpacking. For both of these, this allows you to make sure that your files go in the correct place. If you haven't done that already, go ahead and follow these steps. It's just up here in your project. You go to, see here. You go to settings and go to options down here. So options, it opens up the current project. This allows you to, let's see, where's the button? Hold on. Options, select share and download. So then we go to share and download, and you want to ask where to save and ask where to save and click OK. All right, so that allows you to make sure that your stuff goes where it's supposed to. The project is going to open up with a couple layers and you're going to save it. So that's where we're at now. So once you've opened up that project, you can see it looks just like the lab manual on my screen. The images are turned off. The map is centered right around Glacier Park here in the middle. You're going to enhance the imagery. There were a couple fires in August and so of 2014, so we're going to look at those first. So what I want you to do is over here in the contents pane on the left, you're going to turn on that layer. Then you're going to right click and you're going to zoom to layer. And what that does is it brings it to the center. Okay, go ahead and save. So these are raster images, so they may slow down a little bit, and don't be too stressed out about that. That happens sometimes. So here are the screenshots for you to follow along with. Looks like the image, and my image might be a little bit different. Your image may have shown up really dark, and that's okay. This is how we're gonna mess around with the contrast, okay? If you go ahead and answer question 1 and 2, you need to look this up, basically, all right? And you can look up question 1 and 2 in the book, or you can Google to find the answers for this. For brightness of a raster imagery, it's just lighter or darker, and the contrast is how easy it is to see. What Gamma does is it figures out the relationship between the image and how it detects light. Remember, a satellite is a reflectance, okay? You know, it measures a reflectance. And I know this is a lot of like technical stuff, and so if you want to learn more about this, you take the class called Remote Sensing. And it gets much more into this. But for these purposes of this class, we've done a lot of this work for you already. So you're just going to learn how to play around with the raster images. So up above, at the top, you'll see that there is now a raster layer button. If you don't have that, it means that you need to highlight your 2014 layer, and then you'll have a new ribbon up here called raster layer. You're gonna click on that, and we're gonna set the brightness to a couple different settings. So you're gonna go to raster layer up here, and you'll see that there's a couple options for where you can set that. Symbology probably popped up for you here, but you can also look over here to the right, and there is like a drag bar. Okay, see, so this is brightness. This has to do with layer contrast, and I'm just hovering to show it. Okay, so you want 20, 25, and 1.8. So you can do the thing where you click it, or you can type it in, and then click on the next box, and it automatically changes it for you. Every time I do something with a raster, I click save, so that way I don't lose the work. All right, so now you can see that it immediately changes the image, and now you have something cool. It's much easier to see this. Now we're going to look at the 2015 image. All right, so you're going to go back in here. You're going to turn off 2014 and turn on 2015. This might come up in a couple different colors. Don't stress. It's just about what I've been doing in here, because obviously I've done the lab before. We'll go ahead and click the 2015 layer, so that way we're working in it. We want to make sure that 2014 is not still highlighted. Let's change the layer brightness to 10, contrast to 15, and the gamma to 1.5. So again, up here, you're highlighting the 2015 TIFF. You click on the raster layer. We're going to change that to, sorry, let me double check here. 10, 15, 1.5. Okay, so 10, 15, and 1.5. Okay, just hit enter or click somewhere else, and it automatically changes. Now you can see that's pretty cool, right? So I think I showed some of you this in class, which is great. So now you can see that the imagery is different. There's actually smoke from the Thompson fire, which was still burning when this picture was taken. In the upper left-hand side, you can see the lake. It's a long reddish streak. There's a burn scar there. So let's look at that. So you can see up here along the lake, this is a burn scar up here on the left-hand side. So that's what we'll show you. So when you're looking for images for your project, this will be good. You can play around with the band combinations, and that's the different colors, okay? Red, green, and blue bands. This is all part of the electromagnetic spectrum. Now what I want you to do is go ahead and go through these next questions. You can click on this link here for USGS facts to be able to answer questions 3 through 6. A little bit more information. Bands 2, 3, and 4 are blue, green, and red, and they make up the spectrum of light that we can see as humans. It's called the natural color band combination. Make sure you have 2015 TIFF selected. And we're going to go through here and play around with the band combination. Okay, now you're going to go in and select it. You're going to go to band combination, and you're going to choose infrared. And it's going to change to an infrared image, which is really cool. Okay. You can now see that the combination of red, green, and blue has near infrared, red, and green. This is combining 3 bands together. And then you have the red band displayed through the green band, which allows you to see this really cool composite. Okay, so the vegetation shows up as red, and the fire areas show up as brown. So you can see here that this is the, oh, I just clicked on something. Don't stress about that. Sorry. Now my computer's going to get all angry. So this brown part is where the burn happened, and the red part is where the vegetation is. And you can still see some of that smoke coming through here. So it's pretty cool to be able to see that. We also use these images in real time. So that's, something interesting down the road. Okay, so in the raster layer, let's change it to land water interface. So back here to TIFF, band combination, land water interface. And now you can see that as well, right? So you can still see those burn scars. You can see the changes. You can still see where the smoke is. It's pretty cool. You can also see that these bands have changed to short infrared 1 and 2 and near infrared. You can answer question 8. You can answer question 9. You can go back to the document that you clicked on earlier to answer question 9. So now we're going to go back and choose vegetation analysis. and combination vegetation analysis, and you can see the changes here again, and the color combinations have changed. You can see the imagery, it should look a lot like this. This allows you to see where the smoke is, it allows you to see the severity of the burn scars. So this is the best if you were gonna like make little circles or polygons around where the burn scar was. This is usually the best blend of colors to use because it's really easy to see. So you can create a custom band combination and change that around. So make sure 2015 is highlighted, and then we're going to change the infrared band 1 and 2 to reduce the haze so we can see a little bit even better. All right, so you're going to go back to GIS, you're going to highlight the short wave infrared, and you're going to right click, and this little box should pop up, and you want to change it from 1 to 2. Okay, so click, right click, change it from 1 to 2. See how that changes? Pretty cool, right? So now you can see the thermal infrared bands have been removed from the data, and so you can see that it's a little bit sharper in some areas. Go ahead and go to blue, and let's change from is visible to blue and make sure red is checked. Okay, so highlight blue and right click. Let's change it to blue. Okay, again, changes the colors, adjust the settings. It's only a little bit, so the haze has been reduced. So basically you can see through the smoke a little bit better. So now we can kind of see the burn scars pretty clearly, and we can mess around with that. So now we're going to go up to the raster layer, and we're going to choose band combination and choose custom, so we can play with that. All right, which is all the way towards the bottom. All right, so I'm going to go up here and I make sure my TIFF. Okay, I'm going to raster layer, I go to band combination, go all the way to the bottom and click on custom. Now it brings up that box so that I can change what I want. You're going to do, I'm going to make this a little smaller so you can see both. We're going to change it to from green to shortwave infrared, from blue to near infrared, and from coastal arrows to blue. So shortwave, near infrared, and blue. All right, so shortwave, near infrared, and blue. Right, and then doesn't want us to, and we're going to call it burn scar analysis. Burn scar analysis. I'm going to go ahead and click save, and you can see how it sharpens up the image a little bit differently. You can add this, and now this is added into your drop down so that later when you want to use it, it'll be there. So go ahead and save. I'll show you really quick. You can click on band, see, now you have your own custom one. Okay, so you use this a lot when you're analyzing data. So now we've looked at 2 different fires in Glacier National Park. We've used different band combinations. You created your own custom one. Next, we're going to calculate the actual burn index measuring from the fires. So we looked at this visually just to identify the burn scars. And now we're going to use what's called the normalized burn ratio. It compares the different bands to see what the severity of the burn is. All right. So first we're going to calculate it for the 2014 fire. If you're not already in here, you're going to go back in and click on 2014. So let's go back in here and turn on 2014, make sure it's highlighted. We are going to go up into the imagery layer at the top, and you're going to click on indices, and you're going to select NBR. Okay, so I'm going to go in here, imagery, we're going to go to indices, and we're going to click on NBR. There it is, fire. Pretty cool, huh? So there's all these like really cool tools. So now it opens up this toolbox for you. You're going to check and make sure that the first one is near infrared and the second one, so 5 and 7 basically, and then we're going to click OK. And it should change it to this cool image. So 5 and bands. Click OK. All right, so now you have this excellent black and white looking image. It's pretty cool, right? So you can really see the differences in the burn scar, which is awesome. In the contents pane, go ahead and let's select the 2015 layer and do the same thing. We're going to change the indices for that as well. So you're going to click on 2015. You're going to turn that one on, just turn 2014 and this other one off so that way we don't get confused. You're going to go up here to imagery again. You're going to choose indices and click on NBR. It's going to open up that toolbox for you. And you are going to change it to, let's see, 5 and 7 again. So 5 and 7 and click OK. Again, it does the same process to 2015. Pretty awesome. I would save my project now because I just don't want to lose stuff. So now you want to determine the change, right? Because it's cool to look at it, but you need to do some kind of math to figure out what the differences are. So we're going to calculate the change in NBR between 2014 and 2015. There's different tools for rasters. And so in the contents pane, I want you to click NBR 2014 and drag it above 2015. And then we can select them both using the control key. So first, I'm going to take this, I'm going to drag it up. I'm going to click control and I'm going to select the second one. So now I have both layers selected. Okay. Make sure that 2014 is above 2015 or this will not work. All right. It will, but it'll give you much different results if you get the name wrong or the answer wrong. So in the ribbon up at imagery, you're going to process these by difference. All right. So up here, you should see imagery, process, and then difference. And it will give you a cool little new raster. All right. And so it's going to be called difference between the two, and you will see the flyer locations show as solid white, which really shows against the gray, which is great to be able to use. In the contents pane, make sure that you select difference NBR and then click the name again. So just slow click and change the name to change underscore NBR. Okay, so you're just going to slow click over here, change underscore NBR, click enter, it automatically changes it for you. Let's click the color ramp and open the symbology pane. So you can click here if your symbology is not already open, mine was, or you can always, right click and open symbology like that. It'll open it up for you here. What is the top number of the change? You're going to have to answer that. So that's over here. That's for question 10. This is determined by the color ramp instead of the composite for red, green, and blue, because it only contains one band, right? So in the symbology pane for the color scheme, let's use the drop-down list and check show names. Then you want to choose the green to red color ramp named condition number. So over here, we're going to use the drop-down. I'm going to put show names and I'm going to look for green to red. Green to red. Blue, red. Blue. Scrolling, I'm scrolling. Oh, yellows, blues, green, the blue, greens. So fun. Really? Did I miss it? Green to blue, green continuous. Let's try again. Maybe I missed it. Blues to greens, conditions, condition. This looks like green to red, but in 1 second, I'm gonna keep doing this. And if I can't find something, I'll show you the way to search it really quick. What is it? Green to red color ramp named condition number. I guess if I had read that properly, so it's called condition number. Here we go. Yep, that's it right there. Okay, so now that looks cool, right? So the fire is all in red. Go ahead and click save. This is when I read too fast and then I'm sad. Okay, so there's a screenshot to show you. We're going to change the stretch to standard deviation in symbology. So that's up here. So stretch, we're going to change that to let's see, does it want us to do? Oh, it should show you like this standard deviation. Why is it not letting me do that? See the name of the color scheme. Let's see. Hold on, I'll stretch type. Here we go. It's under stretch type. I apologize. And standard deviation. Now you can see that it has changed a little bit, and you can see the darker parts of the image as well. All right, so go ahead and close the symbology pane. We're going to get rid of the NBR 2014 because we don't need it anymore. We're also going to remove NBR 2015 and save. So I'm going to go back in here quick. I'm going to get rid of right click, remove, right click, remove, and I'm going to click save. The less stuff you have on in your contents while you're working with rasters, the better. So if you don't need it, it's better just to get rid of it. You didn't lose it. If you look over here in the catalog, you go into your database, it's still here. It opens ever. Maybe it's in the folder. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's still here. So you don't have to worry about losing it completely. Okay, we're going to close symbology. We don't need that anymore. And what is our next step? All right, so what other land to cover appears bright red in this difference NBR? Okay, so what else showed up bright red? So I know some of it is the fire, okay? And then you're going to think about what else is left. Go ahead and do a screenshot of the whole thing. Make sure you get your name and all the good stuff in here. Make sure you have the correct, layers, 2015, 2014 TIFF, and then your change NBR so that you get full credit for your screenshot. Now we're going to digitize, all right? We're going to use something called the catalog pane, which is different than catalog view, which is what we normally look at, all right? So we're going to go in here and we're going to open up catalog pane, and we are going to open up the databases. So first, I'm going to go back to GIS. I'm going to go to map. Where is it? Insert, view. Yep, it's under view. Okay, and go to catalog pane. It's going to open up, should open up. Excuse me, catalog view. Sorry, guess I should pay attention to what I'm doing there. Catalog view. Now you're going to go ahead and click on, you should have something that looks like project, portal, favorites. Is this catalog view or catalog pane? Hold on. No, I just don't want to, oh no, it is catalog pane. I apologize. Go back. So go over here to your catalog. This is your catalog pane on the right. I apologize. I know. Let's see, you're going to go to Montana Fires, you're going to go to the database, you're going to right click and you're going to create new feature class. Okay. In the name, you're going to type fires and then leave everything else the same. So fires, and then click next. Is it next or finish? Let's see. Oh, we can go ahead and click finish because we're not messing around with anything else. And now you've created a new layer called fires. We're going to give it some information. So this is what you do when you're creating new stuff. Okay. Let's see. The new feature class is created and the new empty fire is added to the map. So now in the contents pane, let's go ahead and click that so that we can mess around with the symbology. We're going to do just a black outline. To do that, and then we're going to draw the boundary. So go to fires, right click, right click, symbology, and that opens it up here. You can double click the symbol now, you can do black outline. That'll change it. If you turn this off, see, there's nothing there because you haven't created it yet. All right, so click save. Don't worry that there's nothing there yet. So now we're going to zoom to the Reynolds Creek fire, and you're going to digitize the burn scar. So the Reynolds Creek fire is this one up here. You're going to click on create, edit and create, and it's going to allow you to ... around the fire. Okay. If you click anywhere else, the short segment will be replaced. When you're adding vertices, you can press and hold the C key to switch to the Explorer tool, which is the one where you can move around without accidentally putting more dots down there. The more dots or vertices that you add, the more accurate your feature will be. So you're only doing an exercise. You don't need to make a perfect feature, just one that's pretty accurate. Okay. So if I was doing this for work, when I have like for beaches for sea level rise before, we zoom way in, we make sure it's extremely accurate because it's important, right? This is as an exercise. So I want you to make them, but not spend 10 hours doing this. Okay. So go ahead and zoom back in to the fire here. All right, I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to, let's see, where is it? Create. I'm going to click on fires over here and I'm going to make sure it's on polygon. See how I did that? Double click. And now I have the little crosshairs so I can drop points. Go around the fire. So again, this is a generalization. Okay. I'm just doing this really quick for the tutorial. You'll need to go around the entire fire. Dun, 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 dun. And then you double click on the last one and it's over. Click save here. Make sure you click save in the edits and then also click save up at the top and that saves it in your project. Say you mess up. If you're still in editing, you can right click and you can snap things. You can double click. You can right click and remove the point, delete vertex, see, right click, delete. You can change all kinds of stuff in here. If you want to stop clicking, this is when you hit, what was it again? Let me see. The C key. Okay. So I can come back here and I can hit C, yeah, whatever. I don't think that works. You go back up here to map and just click the explore tool. Okay. And that also shuts it off for you. So now you have the finger again instead of the point, which is great. All right. Once you've completed that, you're going to do this for both fires because they're going to use your polygon layer. You can download this. Let's see, we did settings. Where did you get that? Did this just scroll back up to the top? Oh no. Okay, sorry. Hold on. Just scroll way back up to the top. So once you draw your polygon boundaries, cool, it should look like this, not my crappy one that I did like sort of halfway just to show you. You're going to manage, you're going to save it, you're going to zoom back out. Now that you're going to do the Thompson fire, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to create a feature, you're going to go to fires, you're going to digitize the Thompson fire. It should look a lot like this. When you're finished, you're going to save the edits. You're going to right click, change NVR and zoom to layer for the full extent so you can see them. You might want to explore the raster to polygon tool. And then you're going to add some attribute information. So once you've done the polygons, you're going to go back over here and you're going to add an attribute table. So you're going to go up here to fires, you're going to right click and you're going to open up the attribute table. And you can see that the polygon just has some information in it here. All right. You'll see that you'll have two polygons. I only have one because I only did one. You want to clear your selection. That's that blue stuff here. So you're going to click up at the top and clear, or you can click the clear button here. You're going to add a field. Let's see, hold on just a second. All right, sorry about that. Had to take care of something at the house. Okay, so now we're going to add a field to our attribute table. So we're going to go back in here and we're going to click on add. It's going to open up this box to add a field because we already have these few things here. We're going to, let's see, call it acres and give it a float data type. All right, so down here, we're going to call it acres. Acres. Don't put any spaces in that one, okay? You're going to double click on the word long and you're going to change it to float. This is where we change the data type to, as you can see, there's lots of options. Okay, so you're basically creating an Excel sheet in GIS. That way you have data and people know what the heck you're doing. Okay, so then you want to answer question 13. We're going to go ahead and click save and close the fields view to return back to the attribute table. So we're going to click save up here. We're going to close the fields view. You're going to go back to the attribute table. Now we have something called acres. You'll have 2 polygons here. You're going to need to name the first one. Did I not put name in here? Oops, I gotta put name too. Shoot. Okay, let's go back to add, and I'm gonna put name and text for this one. Text. Okay, click save. Okay, so now you have name, and we're gonna put Reynolds Fire. And then for your second one, you'll put the Thompson Fire. You just want to make sure that you do it for the right fire. So go back and look at your sheet. Then you're going to click save. Or excuse me, Reynolds Creek and Thompson. This is how you're going to do it. You're going to click save and yes to all the edits. Then we're going to calculate field. This is a tool that you can use to figure out the acres, right? Because you're not going to just be able to like manage it on your own or figure it out randomly. So you're going to go back to acres, you're going to right click, you're going to go to calculate field. It's going to open up a new tool. Okay. So we're going to click on shape area divided by 4046.86. Just go with it. These are numbers that you don't have to worry about. Just that 1 acre equals this many square meters, and we're giving this to you instead of making you look it up. So go ahead and do that. So fires, nope, oops, I accidentally did that. So delete row. Okay, so yes, sorry, I'm clicking things and I don't mean to. Oh, dang it, I just deleted that. Can I go back? Yes, thank goodness. You can usually go back if you accidentally do something like that. So shape area divided by, what was the number? 4046.86. Then you have to type this one in. Okay, and you click apply. And you hit OK, and now it has calculated the acres for you. Okay, so you're going to do that for both. You will have Reynolds and Thompson in here. You're going to calculate them for both. You're going to answer this question based on if you actually digitized it properly. Obviously, I didn't because my number is way off, right? So you can resize the fires attribute table so both records are visible. Zoom to 2015, which is this one. Right click, zoom to layer. You want to make sure that both of these, you have the Reynolds and Thompson fire, not like me who's only done one. And you are going to take a screenshot of everything. Okay, so it should look something similar to this. All right. You can turn off your change NBR and then it'll look like the project here. Okay, so go ahead and save it, update, upload, do all the things, and then answer the question, how'd this go? What did you like? What did you not like? I think I need more coffee. Go ahead and save your project, close it out, and you are good to go. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and post this for you.